There is one, 𝐤𐤄𐤄, creator of all things. He delivered his people from the house of bondage in Egypt. He is the creator of all things, the Most High Yahuwah, that created the heavens and earth. There's no limit to his power, nor to his grace for those who love him. He is righteous, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. He is pure, with no body of flesh and bones, but a spirit. Yahuwah is love, but also hates the things that are impure and evil. His love is so great that he sent his son Yahusha, whom the world unknowingly and ignorantly calls Jesus. I do not mean ignorant in a disrespectful way, but I mean those lacking in knowledge. Yahusha was born of a virgin woman and was prophesied to come from the lineage of his chosen people, Yasharah, who are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahusha was without sin, just like his father Yahuwah. No impure thoughts nor deeds of wickedness came from him. He taught the laws and commandments of Yahuwah, known as the Torah. He walked in them, he lived them, and according to Torah, before Yahusha was born, animal sacrifices were for the purification of sin. The children of Yasharah did these sacrifices in order to enter into the presence of Yahuwah 𝐤𝐄𝐄. But Yahusha was that lamb without blemish, and because he died and carried the sins of the world, through him we now have direct access to Yahuwah. Yahusha was that sacrificial lamb that was slain to atone for the sin of all mankind that believe on his name. Genesis 22:18, and in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. This was Yahuwah 𝐤𝐿Uah telling Abraham of the coming Mashiach, or Messiah, Yahusha. Them that believe in him shall be blessed, and through his blood being shed, those that follow in the ways of Torah observance have the chance to inherit the promises of Yasharah, be it the bloodborn and those of other nations grafted in. This is the greatest love of all, that Yahuwah sent his son to redeem all nations, that would accept his son and walk in his ways. For this reason, I will perpetually esteem Yahuwah and Yahusha. All praise to the Most High.
Hey, Yexer.
Okay, there we go. I had to unmute myself. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Samakh, Ra'ash, Hashanah. All praises to the Most High. Happy New Year, y'all. Giving all esteem to Yahuwah. We have made it through another year. Praise Yahuwah. Yada Yahuwah. This is the true biblical new year. Okay? It has nothing to do with the winter solstice and all this other stuff that people thought. Right? People thought that that's New Year, but biblically, it makes sense when you factor in that the new year, according to Yahuwah, because he is the creator of all things. And when you think about the reset, right? I want you guys to just kind of think about this a little bit here, right? So the original and the OG great reset was the flood, right? That was the great reset. Okay. And I'm going to do a teaching on it at some point, because even when you factor in Noah or Nuke, if you factor in Nuke and how he left the ark on a certain time, it follows the biblical 364-day calendar. But it was the great reset, right? Well, it would make sense also when you go through the year, the great reset of the seasons, right? You get spring, summer, autumn, and winter, right? That great reset, that great
Start over begins right when the flowers start blooming again. That's how powerful it is. Okay. Like I said, bro, whatever. Now, I'm going to say this real quick, bro. Listen, I have been on this channel teaching the scriptures for a while now, a little over a year. Look at all these videos I've made. All right. And my channel started to pick up around last year. Okay, around this time last year, where I did a warning to the Gentiles. Okay, this was before Samakh, because this is my Samakh teaching right here. But my channel has started to really pick up traction, actually more so around here, because this is right where I started doing more biblical teachings and going live and stuff like that. So you can see I've talked about Yahusha. I talked about warning the Gentiles. Who are the biblical Israelites, the power of faith or amunah. Why too much knowledge can be dangerous, understand the mindset of Esau, you know what I'm saying? All of these things, bro. And I also broke down the Passover and how to do it. And I'm going to be doing an updated teaching because I wasn't in the Septuagint back then. But listen, here's my thing, all right? And let me make this clear, okay? And I'm going to be a little bit forthcoming about this, all right? If you are new to this and you have never done these feast days before, okay, you are who I'm sent to, okay? But if you are an Israelite who says you are a child of the Most High, and you've been in this 3, 4, 5 years, and you still don't understand how to keep the feast days, then that's a bad thing, okay? How you gonna spend that much time in the truth and you still aren't keeping the feast days? You still don't understand the calendar. You still don't understand all of this stuff, especially when you watch my videos. I've explained this so many times and I get tired because it's like, y'all go and listen. And I'm not talking about a good chunk of y'all, but there are some. There's many of y'all who come to all my videos. Y'all come to every single teaching. Shout out to everybody who does. But there are people who watch my videos casually here and there, here and there, here and there. Then they come to me like, hey, how do I do this? Hey, how do I do that? And I'm all like, you still don't understand? You've been watching this channel for over a year. I walked you through the Samakh. I told you how to do it. I told you how to count the days. I told you what calendar I follow. I showed y'all all of this. And you're not getting it? I can't do nothing for you because it just seems to me like you don't want to understand. It just seems to me like you want to walk in darkness. And I'm not wasting my time in people who love to walk in darkness. Now, let me warn everybody. Give me a 1 in the chat if it's your first time ever doing these feast days. Give me a 1 if you've never done them before. Give me a 2 if you've done them. I've been doing this since 2019, so I've got it to a science. I don't even like saying science. Like, you can't call it science, but I've mastered it essentially. I could just say it like that. Yeah, exactly, Lele. Like, I've given y'all free resources, dude. I've given you calendars. I've given you a whole blog on every teaching I've done. I've given you multiple scriptural witnesses. I've broken down the tongue for you. What more can I do for you? Don't y'all understand that it crosses into a dangerous territory when you're not even taking in anything that I'm saying and everything that you understand is through me? Listen, it's a personal relationship. I don't need to get between you and Yahuwah. These are things you need to be studying your own self. When I give you the blog with all these scriptures on how to do the biblical calendar, I've explained there's 364 days. I've explained there's 4 seasons. I've explained every month, every season follows the calendrical count of 30, 30, 31. I've told you the new moon thing is Babylonian. I told you I want it, and then I broke out of the lies because I learned the language. How is it still something y'all are confused about? And that's what I'm saying. You have to cut off people who are leading you astray, who can't explain these things to totality. Because look, I'm going to be real with y'all. Wow, look at all these 2s. All of y'all have been keeping the feast days. All praises to the highest Yahuwah. I'm really glad to see that. Going in the year 2. Okay, all praises. I'm glad I don't see any 1s. All praises to the Most High. Okay, then. Wonderful. So we're all acquainted with Yahuwah's ways. I'm so glad to see that, fam. All esteem to the highest for that. But unfortunately, there are people I know of. I'm not going to say no names. I don't need to put nobody on blast, but I know they're going to hear this message, and I want them to hear this message. If you're still lost about these feast days, I can't help you, because it's better to just read the word for yourself. I give you the references to find all this stuff, but you need to be reading the word for yourself and having a personal relationship. All right. And honestly, I'm going to be real, and I'm not trying to like boast or nothing, but I think I'm going to stop showing my face on here, because I feel like I've become too much of a distraction to people, way too much of a distraction. And I kind of regret that I did show my face on here, because unfortunately, people are coming for me and they're not coming for Yahuwah. And I don't like that. I don't like what revealing what I look like has done to this truth. And I'm not saying it's like me doing it on purpose, but I feel like sometimes I can be too much of a distraction because I'm showing my face and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I only really was doing it because of my music and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is that I've tried to like bring the truth out and stuff, but it's becoming too much of like this thing where like people are kind of coming for me and not Yahuwah, and that's not what I want. And I'm really thinking I'm just gonna stop showing my face, period, on here. I don't do it in a general sense for the most part, but I think I really need to go back into being faceless again. You know what I mean? Because this has become too much of like a thing where like people are calling me a celeb. I'm not a celeb. Stop doing that, dude. That irritates me so much. If you're over here saying, Yexer, well, everybody knows you, you're famous. No, I'm not. Stop saying that, dude. I have to rebuke those thoughts. I have to rebuke those lines. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be. I don't want to be under everybody's, playlist and all of that. I mean, if you like my music, all praises, but I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, esteemed or put on a pedestal or nothing. I'm just a vessel. That's it. You try to exalt me, I'm going to humble myself back down. Some people have taken this truth and turned it into like some celebrity thing. I don't want that, dude. I really honestly don't, because it's not about me. I'm just trying to get my people back in accordance with the highest. That's it. But unfortunately, when you show your face, you know what I'm saying, things happen. These kind of situations happen. And I'm just not a fan of it. I don't like it. I don't rock with it. But I have plenty of teachings online. What do you mean, Rylan? What's up, Ak? What do you mean people mainly come for you for your face and not Ab Yahuwah? What do I mean by that? I mean that like people actually don't retain any of the information I'm talking about when it comes to the scriptures. They're literally coming, they come to the live and then they see me and then we do the teaching and then they're coming to me asking the same questions, even though I gave full clarity. That's coming from me and not coming for the word. Because if you was really coming for the word, you would be taking notes, you'd be writing stuff down, you would be utilizing these blogs, and you wouldn't be walking in darkness no more. Not after all the resources I've given. Now, like I said, I know some people may not, watch me regularly like that. And like I said, listen, I'm not saying you got to watch me regularly. That's up to you. All right. But I'm just saying, if you don't watch the videos, there's a lot you're going to miss and a lot that I cover. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Family, I want y'all to really look at this, though. Look at this. This is my blog. Look at all that I have given you. And you're still lost about all these things? How? I've given you a calendar. I've given you the feast days. I told you how to do them. I've broken down the Hebrew for you. What more do you want me to do? Why do I have to do everything? Why do I have to explain this? And I'm going to say this, bro. Like, the thing is, and it's not, like I said, if you're new to this, I don't have an issue with this. I'm talking about people who have been in this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and you still haven't kept the feast days. There is no excuse for disobedience if you say you are a child of the Most High. Some of y'all are still over here talking about, oh, happy heavenly birthday and, oh, grand rising and all this Kemet stuff, but you don't make no time for the Most High? I don't get it, bro. Then I did a whole teaching on the new month and why that stuff is pagan. Okay? And look at all the words I broke down for you. Look at all the feast days I broke down for you. I gave you the Abari words. I broke down the Abari words. I showed you all of this. And you still don't get it. Maybe you ain't ready to serve the Most High. Maybe you just need to accept that you just ain't in the place where you truly love him like that. Maybe you thought you did because you found out you were one of his children or something like that. But this don't make no sense. This doesn't make any sense at all. Look at all these resources here. I told you about the 364 days. I gave you the scriptures. I did all the work for you, and you're not even using this? Yes, sir, I'm confused about this. Okay, maybe go back and rewatch the video. But I showed you this. I told you 4 seasons every year, 4 quarters, 4 times 91 days, 364 days total in a year. I've explained all this. I don't understand how you're still lost. All right. But at the end of the day, dude, listen, I'm just going to send you to my teachings. And if you don't want to watch them, I'm not going to answer your questions anymore. I'm just not doing it. Because if you don't actually want to watch the videos and understand what I'm showing and you don't take what I'm saying seriously, then go watch somebody else then. I'm only here to feed the sheep of Yahusha that actually have a love for his laws, have a love for his commandments, have a love for his ways, that are diligently trying to get closer to the Most High. And let me say this, I'm not turning you away if you are seeking him. I'm not. Because I understand people have different levels of understanding in this. For example, I've had 2 people personally come to me and tell me that they have kind of some learning disability, developmental problems, and things of that nature. And I understand because I know a few people that I've dealt with personally that do have that. And that's not your fault, so I can understand and extend grace to people who actually have problems comprehending information, even people in this who might be disabled, who might be developmentally dysfunctional or things of that nature. All right. I can have mercy for them. But for you to be on social media all the time saying, oh, I'm a child of Zion, I'm a daughter of the Most High, and you ain't keeping his feast days, you're a liar. You're a liar. The Bible says that those that say they love him and keep not commandments do not know the Most High, and they're liars. Yeah, I'm a boast in Yahusha that I belong to him, but I'm also boasting I belong to him by my works. Faith in Messiah and the works of the law. Go listen to my songs. I've always emphasized the importance about keeping these feast days. In my music, when I started doing these videos, and that's why I say I'll do another updated teaching on Samakh again. But after I do all these breakdowns, after I walk you all through this, I'm not talking about it ever again. I mean, not so much talking about it ever again. I'm not doing another teaching on it. If you want to watch it, go watch my videos. If you're not, I ain't got nothing else to say to you. I can't keep playing these games when there's people out here who are really eager to seek the Most High, who are really coming out of Christianity. They see the lies and they just don't want nothing to do with it, but they're still holding on to some kind of faith so they can really have a relationship with Yahuwah, whether they're an Israelite or whether they're a Gentile. I want to help people who are eagerly trying to come back to the shepherd Yahusha. If that's not you and you're just kind of in and out about this, you still kind of in the world, you still holding on to Babylon, you still believe in voting, you still think you can celebrate birthdays, you still don't think there's nothing wrong with being in a household of people celebrating pagan holidays, and you're comfortable with that, you're comfortable with the world, you're comfortable with the way of the heathens, you're comfortable with marrying other nations, you're comfortable with all this heathenism. I don't want nothing to do with you. I hate heathenism. I hate everything about the Gentiles, everything about them. I ain't saying I hate them. I hate their ways. Their ways are pagan, trash, evil, barbaric, unclean, dirty. I don't want nothing to do with the Gentiles or nothing that they got going on in their abominations. Following the way of the heathens is exactly why we got scattered through the transatlantic slave trade. Following them. I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't want nothing to do with their abominations or any of their uncleanliness. Let me pull up this scripture real quick. For the ways of the heathen are unclean to you. Do not do the abominations of the heathen, is what Yahuwah said, because their ways are wicked and evil and unclean. Let's go to that real quick. The abominations of the heathens. And I'm also gonna address people saying that, we can't do the feast days outside Jerusalem. That's another lie. I'm gonna destroy that today too. All right, let's look at these scriptures real quick. And I got a few of these other ones pulled up too. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 through 5. Let's go there first. And then we're gonna look at some other scriptures I have here. Deuteronomy 7, Dabarim, 1 through 5. All right, let's look at this. When Yahuwah, wait, hold up. Let me switch to Septuagint. Okay. When Yahuwah, thy Eloheka, shall bring you into the land into which you go to possess it, and shall remove great nations from before you, the Hittite, Girgashite, Amorite, Canaanite, Perizzite, Evite, Jebusite, 7 nations more numerous and strong than you, and Yahuwah thy Elohah shall deliver them into your hands, and you shall smite them, and you shall utterly destroy them. You shall not make a covenant with them, neither shall you pity them. Neither shall you contract marriages with them. You shall not take or give your daughter to his son, and you shall not take his daughter to your son. For he will draw you away, your son away from me, and he will serve other Elohim. And Yahuwah will be very angry with you and will soon utterly destroy you. But thus shall you do to them. You shall destroy their altars, and shall break their pillars, and shall cut down their groves, and shall burn with fire the graven images of their gods. For you are a Kadash people to Yahuwah your Elohah, and Yahuwah your Elohah chose you to be to him a peculiar people beyond all nations that are upon the face of the earth. Hafana ha'aratz, the face of the earth. It was not because you are more numerous than all the other nations that Yahuwah preferred you. And Yahuwah made choice of you, for you are fewer in number than all the other nations. So we were the smallest nation when this law was when this was written. But because Yahuwah loves you, and as keeping the oath which he swore to your fathers, Yahuwah brought you out with a strong hand, and Yahuwah redeemed you from the house of bondage, out of the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Shall you know, therefore, that Yahuwah your Elohah, he is Elohah, a faithful Elohah, who keeps covenant and mercy for them that what? Love him. And those that love him, what? Keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. 1,000 generations. That means you never stop keeping his commandments. Never. You teach it to your children, and you just break those generational curses that of heathenism that have fallen on our people. Break those generational curses of pagan Christmas. Break those generational curses of Jesus Christ. Break those generational curses of your Easter, your pagan celebrations, your birthdays, all the heathenism. Break all of it. Throw it in the garbage. Throw it in the trash. The wicked shall not tarry in his sight. And I pray that when I drop this Canaanite documentary, that y'all gonna realize how unclean the way of the heathens are, and why you should be going super hard for the Most High with these feast days. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like I said, if you're new to this, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who call themselves children of the Most High and ain't keeping his laws. Now, let me show y'all this next thing. They say, but we can't keep the feast days outside of Jerusalem. That's not what the Bible says. Ezra. This is the book of Ezra, chapter 6, verse 19. The Passover was observed, and the children of the captivity kept the Samakh upon the 14th day of the first month. So this was long after Egypt. And these Babylonian exiles kept the Passover. They kept the Samakh when they weren't in the land. Stop making excuses. Stop it. Stop telling people we shouldn't keep the laws of our Yahuwah. And that's what these Gentiles do. These Gentiles tell you, well, we're not supposed to keep that. Man, go back to your white Jesus that ain't going to save you. Go get destroyed with your white Jesus. I don't need you telling me anything. I don't need you telling me what I need to do. That's why I say we are the only people who can teach the law. Only us. You know why? We are descendants of them people cursed for not keeping the law. Ain't you tired of this last 400 years? Why are you still breaking his laws? Why are you still not keeping his commands? Ain't you tired of this crap? Don't you want to go home? I'm ready to go home. The only way we going home is keeping the covenant. It seems like some of y'all want to be on an extended vacation. Y'all want to go on an extended vacation in Babylon. I'm tired of all of this. Now, so I said I had been on this. I've been on YouTube for like quite some time, since 2021. But my channel really started to get to where it's at now, like around this time last year, a little bit before this time last year. And you know what that goes to show? Look how much confusion there is now versus 3 or 4 years ago. Look how much doctrine is seeped into people's ears. You know what that tells me? So I've only been on YouTube in regards to teaching Israelite truth for about a year. Been in it since 2019, but started actually teaching it about a year ago. Isn't that interesting? You know what that tells me? That tells me prior to me, a whole bunch of lies have been allowed to be seeped into people's ears. That's why people don't like me, bro. That's why a lot of people don't like me, because I'm destroying the lies that people are teaching because they've learned from incorrect people. The lies have gone on too long. Why do you think Campianity is falling? Oh, the Most High is judging, and he's raising up Israelites that have no type of bias to what the word says. It's just what the word says, who take it for what it says, live for what it says, and that's just what it is. There hasn't been enough of those people in this truth. And that's why there's more lies than there is truth in said truth. I mean, the truth is filled with truth. It is the truth. But there's so much tares and lies and separation and division and heathenism that has been mixed in with this, which is basically syncretism. Now, so we can see here clearly, Ezra 6:19, the children of captivity kept Samakh. So there's no other excuse. Let's look at another one. This is Acts 20:16. For Paul had determined to sail by Ephesus because he would not spend time in Asia, for he hasted, if it were possible for him, to be at Jerusalem the day of Pentecost. Okay? So the Feast of Trumpets. So he was still on his way to try to go back to Jerusalem to keep the Feast of Trumpets, even though it was a bunch of Romans in our city, a bunch of Romans that colonized the area. Did we let them white men stop us from keeping the feast days? No. When these Macedonian white alien race people came into, because we know the original Romans were black, and I'm going to be doing a teaching on that very soon. The Etruscans were black, okay? They were Europeans, and they were not white. Those people calling themselves Romans, they are an alien race. Don't worry, the Canaanite video will prove it to you, and it'll be out this Friday. But anyway, even when they had these pale-skinned Romans ruling over them, they still kept the feast days. Yahusha still kept the feast days. When the Macedonians was massacring the temple and killing the Yahudim and enslaving the Yahudim, some of them said, nah, we not going to forsake the laws of our father. You heathens might torture us, you might kill our children, but the Yahuwah will judge all of you and wipe your seed out. That's what one of the Yahudim said to them when they were torturing them for keeping their feast days. I'm dying for the Torah, bro. I'm dying for Yahusha. I'm dying for Yahuwah. If I got to go out like that, then I'm going to go out like that. There's no compromise. There's no half-stepping for me. There's none. And I'm disgusted because I don't see that same zeal with some of our people. I don't see that same zeal at all. And that's what's commanded of you. What do you think loving Yahuwah your Lord with all your heart, mind, body, and soul means? Total commitment to his ways. Total commitment. No compromise. No heathenism. Total separation from the ways of the world. Let's look at another scripture. This is Acts 2, verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared to them a cloven of tongues like as of a fire, and it sat upon them. And they were all filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, and began to speak with other tongues as the Ruach gave them utterance. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Yahudim, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Okay? Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born? All right. So we can see here that on that feast day where they gather together like the Yahudim do, the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah came upon them, and they started worshiping, praising the Most High. And again, this is when Rome was ruling over Yahud, or what the Gentiles call Judea. Did that stop them? No. So what's stopping you? I mean, I understand Noahide laws and all of that, but we ain't got there yet. And even with the Noahide laws, I ain't stopping serving the Most High. No, I won't stop saying his name. No, I won't stop saying Yahuwah is Yahusha. No, I won't stop saying Yahusha is king. No, I won't say Shaggy Amalek will be destroyed. No, I won't stop saying the Talmud belongs in the garbage. Because I'm a warrior for the highest. I'm a warrior for him. There is no backtracking. I don't know. Maybe no, bruh. Maybe with Christianity, you could be half-stepping it. The Most High wants all of you. Why you think I have that song called All of Me? I give him all of me. That's what he expects of you. All right, let me show you this next one. All right, now this is when Yahusha was 12. Let's read about him and his adoptive father, Yahusaph, and his mother, Mariam. And let's see about Yahusha when he was a child, a young Yahudi. Now his parents went over to Jerusalem every year at the feast of Samakh. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. So King Yahusha, just this little Yahudi, right? Just a little nappy-headed Negro boy with his family. It was a custom for our people. They left Beit Lakam, or Bethlehem, and they went to do the feast days. Okay? Yahusha was on his way with his family to go do the feast days. That's what our people did. Even as a child, before his ministry, it was ingrained in him the ways of Torah. He walked in Torah. Do you follow the Messiah or not? I hear a lot of people say, well, the Messiah is false and this and that, and I don't believe in the Messiah because the Messiah was created by the Romans. So why is this Messiah not celebrating Roman holidays? Why is this Messiah keeping the biblical feast days found in the Torah if he's created by the heathen Romans? Because all I've seen the heathen Romans do, or the alien race heathen Romans, I've seen them literally push nothing but lawlessness, pagan Christianity. But yet Yahusha, Hamashiach, nah, he didn't do the pagan stuff. He had nothing to do with the pagan stuff. The fact that they literally had to create pagan feast days and try to connect them to Yahusha proves it wasn't written by them. It can't have been. That Messiah in that Bible was still talking about the law. He was still talking about Moses. He still said he gonna burn. Everybody gonna be thrown into the lake of fire with 2 or more witnesses that hates the law of Moses. And you're telling me the Romans wrote this? Are you goofy? Now let me show y'all something. I'm gonna pull up a blank calendar. Somebody asked me, do I have like an actual, like, y'all know I have the feast days written down and all of that, right? On my blog, right? Let me just pull up a blank calendar for 2025 because I'm gonna show you how I count my stuff. Like I said, this is the last time I'm explaining this, all right? I mean, you know, like I said, moderators, I'm gonna make a new playlist. I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? When they start asking about the feast days, just give them the link because I'm not gonna keep doing this. This is ridiculous. All right. So let me show you this calendar because I'm going to try to show you how to explain this because this is my last explanation of this. I'm serious. Now, for the new people who come, I'll always be here to explain it to you. I'm talking about people who've been here for a minute who still don't get this. So look, this is where we are right now, okay? So this would be officially the first day of Abib, or the first day of the month, okay? Now, we know Pesach is coming up, okay? So to get the first of the month, if Pesach is literally going to be right here, all you have to do is count back 13 days. Because if I gave you a calendar that literally shows you, let me go back to it, hold on. It's very simple. Like, it doesn't have to be rocket science, dude. It's not that hard. Hold on. Let me pull up my calendar and I'm going to show you what to do so you can figure this out for yourself. All right. This is my calendar, right? So if I said that Pesach is going to be April 1st, and then I show you the Abari Hebrew date, which is the 14th day of the first month. Okay. So the number right here on the left is the month, and the numbers on the right are the day. Okay, so the 14th day of the first month. Then I tell you when it begins. Then I tell you when it ends. So if you know that this is the 14th day of the first month, all you had to do was mosey on over to a calendar and then just count back 13 days to get the first day of the month. It's so easy. I don't understand how you don't understand this. All right. So look, if this is Pesach, okay, all I got to do is count back 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, like I said, bro, if you're new to all of this, I got you. I don't have an issue. It's just, I don't understand how you could be in this that long and you still don't get it. I mean, I really think that y'all need to be careful who you're listening to, who you're following, because, you know, if they're not telling you to keep the feast days, they're telling you to sin nonetheless. And I know there's some Israelites who teach you we can't keep the feast days. That's goofy stuff. I just showed you the scriptures say differently. And that's why I stopped watching a lot of people, honestly, in the Israelite community, because I notice a lot of them are just skipping over the feast days and not putting no emphasis on them or nothing. Anybody that's not putting emphasis on us keeping these feast days. And here, let me say this too. I know the Most High has mercy. All right. I know the Most High has mercy for those who don't understand. Right. And those who are trying their hardest to do the best that they can do. I don't have no issue with you if you do that, if you're trying. But some people come to me personally and said, I just haven't done it because I've seen so many different doctrines and this and that. Okay, well, you know what? That's because you taking in too much. That's because you ain't reading the scriptures for yourself. That's because you're eating from too many tables. And you really can't watch everybody, because I see some people that watch other people who I don't watch, and then they come here with their doctrine and start challenging me. I really don't think you can be in a position where you can just follow everybody. I don't think that's realistic. I don't. I really, really don't. We're only going to get more confused. Now, I'm going to warn you guys ahead of time. I'm telling you right now, this is going to happen. You're going to see a lot of people promoting the Jewish calendar, which is Amalek's calendar. Let me tell you something. I don't follow what them heathens do. I don't follow them. I do not follow Amalek. But let me show you their feast day for Samakh. And I'm going to show you how it is the new moon and why so many of our people are deceived. I'm going to show you myself. Hold on. Let's go to the Jewish calendar for this year. And let's look at when Samakh is. I'm going to warn you right now so you'll know. And then when you see people following it, you know they following our enemies. You know they following the children of the devil. All right. Now, if you want to still go along with what they're doing, that is on you. But I'm just going to show you my feast days are not their feast days. Okay. Let's just make that clear. Now, let me pull this up. We're going to look at this and I'm going to show you when their feast days start. And then, you know, there it is. All right. So let me go over here to Google and I'm going to just show you what day it is, which I believe is the 23rd or 22nd or something like that. 2025. Should be let's see here. Okay. So this is theirs. They have it as Samakh. Saturday, April 12th. Okay? Saturday, April 12th, 2025 is when theirs is going down. Well, that's interesting because mine doesn't follow no pagan, you know what I'm saying, feast day. Mine follows 364 days, 30, 30, 31, 4 seasons, 91 days each season, 91 times 4, 364 days. Now, Yahuwah warned you about following the ways of the Gentiles, which is why y'all need to be careful. I'm not following the way of the heathen, but let me just show you. So we're going to go to Jubilees real quick because he warned you about following the way of the heathens. And it's going to throw off your whole count. It's going to mess you all up. All right. And that's why I'm just warning you. So let me go over here to the book of Jubilees. And we're going to look at the scriptures say about this because I think a lot of our people are following exactly what he told us not to do. And that's why I don't understand a lot of these camps don't teach about Jubilees and all these books that kind of give more emphasis on the Torah and you teaching the laws. That's crazy. All right, so let's go to Jubilee 6. And I use this verse a lot because it just tells you that this was going to happen. All right. Now, let me jump over here. This is Jubilees, and we're going to read some of these verses. All right. So Jubilee 6. Let me scroll in. Okay. So Jubilee 6, and I'm going to start off at, we'll start off at verse 36. Or actually, we'll start off at verse 26. And on this account, he ordained them as festivals of remembrance unto himself unto eternity, and thus they are ordained. And they were raised into the tablets of heaven, 13 Shabbats to each from one another, their remembrance from first to second, from the second to the third, from the third to the fourth. And all the days of this commandment are 52 Shabbats of days. Exactly. 364 days, that's 52 Shabbats a year. So I can count every single Shabbat from the very beginning of this year on my calendar, and I get 52 Shabbats a year. If your Shabbats are not 52, you can't count them as 52 in a year, you are not following what he told you to follow. You're following something else. And new moon, it'll lead you down that road. So it says, and all the days of this commandment are 52 Shabbats of days, and the whole year is completed. So 52 weeks, 52 Shabbats. Should be a Shabbat every single week. And that's not including the high Shabbat. Like unleavened bread is a high Shabbat. That's not the same thing as the weekly 7th-day Shabbat, okay? Let's keep going. We'll start off at verse 30. And you command the children of Israel that they should observe the years in this number. How many? 364 days right here. Now, go ask everybody who follows the new moon how many days their calendar is. If they're telling you 354, that's not biblical. It says it right here in scripture. It don't say it in the canon because they removed jubilees. But right here in the canon, it says 364. If their count ain't adding up to 364, something is wrong. Somebody lying. If it contradicts the scriptures, then somebody lied. Let's keep going. And the year shall be complete, and the fixed day of their days, and their festivals shall not be corrupted. For everything transpires in them according to their testimony, but they, Yahusha, shall not miss a day or corrupt the festival. But if they do transgress and do not observe them according to this commandment, then will be corrupted all their fixed dates, and the years will waver in consequence, and also their times and their years, and they will transgress their ordinances. So it says that they will constantly change. So it says there's fixed dates for these things, but it says that following these other calendars will cause us to waver. Why do you think they keep on changing the Shabbat every day? Every month when they're following the new moon, well, Shabbat's on this day now. Now it's on this day. Now it's on that day, family. Oh, family, that's a trick bag, family. It's now this day, family. Oh, we got to follow this way, family. You see the confusion? He fixed it. He established it. There is no changing, but let's keep going. And all the children of Israel will forget and will not find the past of the years and will forget the new month. Now, remember, where it says new moon, it should say new month, which is the word Kadash. And if you look at it in the Septuagint, it also translates to new month, not new moon. The heathen shaggy Amalekim, Revelations 2:9-3:9, added that in your scriptures because they do new moon. And I'll show you in a minute. And the Shabbats and the festivals and all the order of the years, they will error. For I know, and from now on, I will make it known to you, and not from my heart, but thus is written in the book before me, and is ordained in the tablets of heaven, the division of days, that they forget not the festivals of my covenant, and walk according to the festivals of the heathens. Okay? Forget not the festival of my covenant, and walk according to the festival of the heathens after their errors and after their ignorance. And that's exactly what our people are doing, following the heathens in their ignorance and their errors. They don't know the Most High. You're supposed to know him. Why are you still following the heathens? And there will be those who will make observations of the moon, yarak, okay? Yarak is the word for moon, which is why I don't understand why people think Kadash means moon. If it's talking about a new moon, it should be Yarak HaKadash or Yarak Kadash, but that's obviously not what it is in the text. And there will be those who make observations of the moon. For this one, the moon corrupts the stated times and comes out earlier and earlier each year by 10 days. And in this way, what's the way? Observations of the moon. And in this way, they will corrupt the years and will observe a wrong day as the day of testimony, and a corrupted festival day. And everyone will mix Kadash Yumim, holy days, with unclean ones, and unclean with holy. For they will err as to months and Shabbats and festivals and Yubalim. And on this account, I will command that you testify, that you should testify to them. For after your death, your children will corrupt. So they will make a year only 364 days. And on this account, they will go as heirs to new months and Shabbats and fixed times and festivals, and will ever eat blood with all kinds of flesh. That just destroys new moon, period. It does. But just so I can show you Shaggy Amalek is the one who believes that, I'm going to show you. So let's go to this scammer. And I know some of y'all ain't gonna like I'm talking about this man, but don't worry, I can show you proof he's a scammer. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Jay from Promote the Truth. Okay, he is a scammer, and I'll show receipts in a minute, so you won't think I'm bearing false witness on him. But let me show you. He's the one who's been pushing this a lot, And there's other people also pushing this, which, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's crazy how people can ignore these scriptures and just believe these people because they're so inclusive to Gentiles. But I'm telling you the truth, but you don't want to hear it because I'm black. Anyway, so let me pull this up. So let's go to promothetruth.com, and I'm going to show you what he's showing you and what he's teaching you. Because he literally said out of his own mouth, oh, there's Jewish scholars that confirm this calendar. Jewish people? So you don't even believe that those are children of the devil? Okay, exactly. So he's leading you to follow after the children of the devil because he believes that they're Israelites. Just like he told a bunch of Gentiles, Yahuwah's telling me right now, everybody watching me, it doesn't matter what your color is. You are one of the 144K. Yeah, this nigga said that. He said that. Crazy. All right. So let's go over here. This is Promote the Truth, and I'm going to destroy him. You know what I'm saying? Not physically, because I'll get in trouble for that, even though he lying on my father. Don't worry, the Most High will deal with him. So this is his website, Promote the Truth, and I'm exposing him so you can see what he's showing a lot of people. These Gentiles being led astray, that see, they don't want to follow us because we're going to tell them, yep, y'all got to serve us. Yep, you got to cleave to Jacob. Yep, you got to submit to the righteous rulership of Yahusha. They don't like to hear that, so they'll go follow after this man because he over here gaslighting them. But this is his website right here, and let's see how many days is on this calendar. So he uses Genesis 1:14 through 19, where it talks about the appointed times for days and for years, but it doesn't say anything about Shabbats. All right, so that's a problem. But let's keep going here, where he actually gives the actual amount of time and days. So you can see he uses the new moon formula. Okay. And we're going to look at what the day is and how many days it is, and if it agrees with what we just read in scripture. And then you make your own decision about whether you want to follow him or not. This is what he says. The calendar of the creator, so to speak, utilizes months that total either 29 or 30 days. Huh? What? 29 or 30 days? 30, 30, 31 equals 91. 91 times 4 is 364 days. But you're talking about 29, 30. Okay, whatever. Whenever the moon is the darkest for the entire world, that is the last day of the month. Okay. The Shabbat always falls on the 8th day. The 8th day? Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Where are they getting this 8th day thing from? Where are they getting that from? The Bible says it's the 7th day Yahuwah rested from all his work. In 6 days he created the world, and on the 7th day he rested. So how is the 8th day coming into this? How is that not a red flag? How is that not a red flag, family? Yeah, he deserved a tomato to the face for real. He really, really do. Okay, this is what I'm saying. See, they don't want to hear it from me. Yexer, you're causing division. Yexer, you're this. Yahuwah's Yahusha, man. That's blasphemy. Y'all sound just like the Pharisees. Hey, Yahuwah's Yahusha. Keep on saying it. Keep on saying it. All right. Now, let me show y'all this. Shabbat dates, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and 29th can fall on different days on the Roman Gregorian calendar. 29 days in that month, then 30 days. Okay, so look at this. He says the lunar year is 354 days, okay? Because that's what he's following. Now, notice how it's 10 days too soon. Didn't the Bible say that they will go wrong as to new months and feast days and all of that, and the sun will come out 10 days too soon? So if Yahuwah's calendar is 364 days and you are following the lunar calendar, which is 354 days, he is exposing this lie because he knew there would come a time where people would be teaching this Babylonian calendar. He knew it. And now that we're in a time of truth, he's exposing this. You gonna keep following it? Okay, so 354 days. All right, now let's look at Amalek's calendar and let's see how many days are in his calendar. So let's go to the so-called Hebrew calendar and let's find out if this is the same thing. He said 29 and 30 days each month. Let's look at that. So I'm going to go over here to Wikipedia here, and we're going to look at the heathen Hebrew calendar. And let's see if it agrees with what he's teaching. Okay, so the Jewish is a lunar solar calendar used today for Jewish. I'm sorry, I just like saying it with such just disgust. So let me say it with a little bit more disgust in my voice. The Jewish calendar is a lunar solar calendar used today for Jewish religion. I hate that word Jewish. It's just it sounds nasty. I'm Jewish. Like you know, they go by the genealogy through the mother. So he's like, if your mother is Jewish, you are Jewish. Oh, thank the Father I don't got no Jewish mom. That's just nasty. I wouldn't want to be referred to as Jewish. I might say Jew, but I definitely don't. Please don't ever call me Jewish. Please don't ever do that. That is a slap in my Yahudi face. Okay. Anyway, religious observance as official calendar of Israel. Okay, so it's not a calendar given by Yahuwah. It was given for the state of Israel. All right. It determines the dates of Jewish holidays and other rituals, such as rituals. Yikes. Okay, so let's look at this. I'm going to scroll down. And we're going to find out how many days are on this calendar so we can get the real truth. So let's see. Let's see. We're going to scroll down here so I can get the right amount of months. Okay, look at this. The Hebrew calendar is a lunar solar calendar, meaning that months are based on lunar months. Whoops. Sorry, y'all. My computer is going crazy right now. Okay, let me go back. Okay, based on lunar months. You can see lunar months right here. You see the moon, okay? But years are based on solar years, okay? The calendar year features 12 lunar months or 29 or 30 days. That's what he's teaching. He is teaching the Jewish fake Amalekite calendar. Okay, so if you are following the new moon, you are following Amalek, the way of the shaggy, smelly, dirty, disgusting heathens. You are following after them, not Yahuwah. Because right here, it says 29 to 30 days, which is what he was following. Let's keep reading. The beginning of each Jewish lunar month is based on the appearance of what? The new moon. Yeah. I think that tells you everything you need to know. And look at that. 354 days exactly. Yup. You following our enemies. Congratulations. To everybody that said I'm wrong, I need to follow the new moon. And I said, I'm not following that heathenistic calendar. They told me that I'm wrong. And, you know, I'm teaching division and all of that because I said no, because I saw the lie. Now, let me show you how they're deceiving you with these English Bibles and stuff. And I'm going to show you real quick what new moon should actually say. Like I said, learn some Hebrew. You're going to learn the truth. So let's go over here to, we're going to look at this text in the Greek and all of that, because then you'll really understand what I'm trying to show y'all and why a lot of people have been led astray for sure, because they're using these modern day translations and stuff like that. And that's why I keep telling you, get a Septuagint. But even the Septuagint, I have to break down words in the Greek because there's still like some deception there, even with the English translation. So I'm going to jump over here to the next thing, and I'm going to show you this next thing real quick. Okay. All right, so let's look at 1 Samuel 20 verse 5. All right, let me jump over here. Okay, so this is 1 Samuel 20 verse 5. And Daud said unto Yahunathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon. Okay, so you can see that in text, right? And I should not fail to sit with the king at meat, but let me go that I may hide myself in the field on the third day at even. Okay, now let's look at it in the Septuagint, and then we're going to break down the Greek too. Yes. All right. So let's jump over here to this. All right. Now, notice if you look at it, it still says moon. But let's break down this Greek text right here, and we're going to get the real truth. So Greek to English. I'm going to just translate it real quickly. I like to do it letter by letter, but since we're just moving kind of quick, I'm going to just really quickly just do this. Okay. Post this. All right. So let's go here. We're jumping over here, and I'm going to just translate this. So right here, you have the word new moon, okay? But if you actually look at what this word actually means, it means month. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that because I've noticed when I look at the Septuagint, when I look at the Greek, sometimes it says month, sometimes it says moon, okay? So we're going to look at that word and we're going to get the real truth so we can understand what it's actually saying here. And I'm also going to show you several occurrences where you see the same word and it means the same thing. So let me jump over here and let's get that word in the Greek, and then we can go from there. So let's see. I think it's going to be Ariane, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I've looked at this before. And yeah. Okay, I think it's this one. Yep, this one. Okay. All right, so let's look at this word here. And we're going to get the meaning of this word. So let me switch over back here to Google real quick. See, you have to go the extra mile to understand things. Okay, so let's look at this. So in the Greek, all right, you can see it means month. Okay, now we're also going to look at this in the Hebrew as well, because then we can also understand the different occurrences that you see month. But like I said, that's why I say I don't fully trust these concordances and stuff like that, because there's still some issues with that. So you see right here, it says month, okay, but it also says moon. Now we're going to specifically look at this word new moon here in blue letter, and then we can get the real truth. But you can see right here, it says Kadash, okay, Strong's number 2320, okay. That's going to help us understand what we're supposed to actually be seeing. So let's go ahead and let's look at moon real quick. I'm going to go back to the Hebrew here. Let me go back. Okay. So let's go to Samuel 20, verse 5. And we'll put this to rest. First Samuel 20, verse 5. 25. Okay, so let's look at this real quick and we'll get the truth, and then I'm gonna just leave it there. All right, so here we are, we're back on this verse. Now let's go ahead and let's look at the interlinear here, and we're gonna look at the word for moon, which I said is Kadash, which well, actually the word for moon is Yarak, but Kadash is the word they use here for moon. So look, if you look right here, you see the word Kadash, Kat Daleth Sheen. So click this and look at this: month, 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 month. There's nothing about a moon, okay? Nothing about the moon. All right. And that's what I keep telling y'all. If you don't look at the words and break them down, you will get confused. Now, let me show you the word for moon so you can see that they're using two different words to describe what a moon is. And that's what I'm saying. That's the deception. Like I said, they don't expect you to be breaking down these words, looking at all these words, and that's where people get confused. Now, let me show you the actual word for moon, which is Yarak, which is this. Okay. Yarak. But look at that. You see a Yad, Arash, and a Kat, but you don't see Kadash, which is Kat Daleth Sheen. So this is right here, Yad, Rash, Ha, Yarak, okay? But you don't see it anywhere else when it refers to the so-called new moon, okay? So look, Deuteronomy 4:19, the sun, the moon, and the stars. The sun and the moon and 11. The sun or moon the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, but there's nothing about renewed month or what they call the new moon. Okay, there's two separate words here. 26 occurrences in the text, and it refers to the moon itself, but there's nothing about no new moon with this word. Okay, so like I said, that's why I don't follow what everybody else does. There's just too much evidence what the scriptures say, and I'm not going against the scriptures because I want to be received by everybody. I don't want to be received by everybody. All right, if everybody is doing what the Jewish people are doing, I'm going to be the one that says, you know what, I ain't doing what they do, and I don't follow the crowd. I'm not built like that. I've never been like that. I never fit in. And I'm saying I've always been the dude that was creative. I've always been the dude that asked questions. I've always been the dude that questioned Christianity and all of that. You know, Yahuwah, there's a lot of perfection that the Most High can find in a person that's inquisitive. Abraham, the reason why he was chosen by Yahuwah is because he was so inquisitive. He was asking his father, like, why do you sell these idols? Like, how can these idols actually be, you know, what you would call God, the Most High, if you created them with your own hands? And then he smashed his father's idols, or he actually dropped one of his father's idols, and he was like, so it can't piece itself back together again? This is not the Most High. Then he started questioning other stuff. He's like, well, the moon can't be the Most High because the moon goes away after a certain time. The sun can't be the Most High because the sun goes away after a certain time. The stars can't be the Most High because the stars go away at a certain time. And that's when Yahuwah came to him and revealed who he was. He said, I'm the Eluah you've been looking for. I'm the Eluah that you have been questioning who he really is. His inquisitiveness. His dad literally wanted him, like, was gonna like chastise him for breaking those idols. Because even that young boy was telling this grown man, his own father, who was Tarak, that's his father, descendant of Shem, he was questioning his father, like, why would you do this? Like, well, I'm not going to sell these idols. There's no power in them. You made them. How can I worship them if you made them with your own hands? So if you made them, then how did they make you? And my song, All Praises to the Most High, I actually played Jasher, I think it was chapter 11 at the end of the song. So we'll close out with that song because I think that song's perfect. But yeah, man, that's it, bro. We'll leave it there, fam. Happy New Year to you guys. Ra'ash Hashanah. I hope y'all have a good one. And we'll be back. We'll be back probably tomorrow. I'm gonna probably try to do 2 streams. I want to do our weekly show, Everything is a Lie. And also, I want to do a one on Fasak. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like I need to do one on Fasak again. And the reason why I'm doing it again is because, you know, the one I did was good, but it was Thub, but it just wasn't, you know, now that I'm using the Septuagint more, that's all I want. That's all I want is the Septuagint for everything. Everything Torah, we got to look at it in Septuagint. And like I said, if you're new, I'm not turning you away. All right. I'm here for you if you really love the Most High and you're trying to get closer to him. You're trying to understand his ways. But I'm not really here for Israelites who've been in this all this time and don't still want to follow his commandments. I'm not here for that. Can't be. Sorry. The Most High would not want me to be in agreement with that. I can't be in agreement with it. And I'm not saying people don't want to keep his commandments, but it's like, I just feel like y'all just being bounced around. You know what I'm saying? It's like YouTube ping pong. You feel what I'm saying? You watch one person, then you watch me, then you watch somebody else. And like I said, I'm not telling you to just watch me, you know, but I've just seen people. I haven't seen not one person expose that the new moon is Jewish. I'm the only one who's done that. From what I can see, unless there's other people who've done it. Yeah, for sure. All praises if they have. But at the same time, if people are revealing it's a lie, I don't understand why so many people are still doing it. If Yahusha said they're liars, then I don't understand how people would still follow it when you see it's Jewish. They said that they created the Hebrew calendar for the state of Israel. So what, they created a Hebrew calendar based off of 1948? What about prior to 1948? Our people been keeping the laws. If it came from the Rothschilds' own Israel, homie, it's of the devil, period. If it's from them, it is from the devil. Let me show y'all one more thing. By the way, let me show y'all the calendar. This is it right here. If you go to my blog, you can download it. We have all the dates. Now remember, right here is the Hebrew date, the Abari date. So this is not January 14th. This is the first day of the 14th month. So right here is the Hebrew days. So this one right here would be the 15th day of the first month, the 19th day of the first month, the 21st day of the first month, the 14th day of the second month, 8th day of the fourth month, first day of the seventh month, so on and so forth. Then it tells you on the pagan Gregorian calendar what day it is, what it actually is on your pagan calendar, okay? Then it tells you when it begins. I do evening to evening, and then it tells you when it ends, okay? So like I said, do yourself a favor and get a blank calendar, okay? Let me show y'all what I have. And once you understand that 364-day count, once you mark your calendar, you'll be set for every year because you'll know it'll fall around that same time. The Bible says that the equinox would be equal parts day and night. And because they've been keeping the same thing for so long, even when you look at the Qumran scrolls, they also verify 364 days. The Jewish people just added so much lies to the scriptures. That's just what it is. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Because I know I posted it here where I show people what I use to like prove all my stuff with my calendar and what I write down and all of that. Okay, I guess it's not here anymore. Okay. Whatever. All right. So this is what you need to do. Get a blank calendar and just start learning how to do this. Now, I have a whiteboard calendar, but you can get a paper one, whatever works. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter. Just get one. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to keep worrying about being off track and all that. It's because you're not numbering your days. That's what you have to do. So you won't never fall off. Our people kept track of the times and seasons. We need to be doing the same thing. So look, a simple blank calendar. It doesn't matter where you get it from. You can get it from your Office Depot, your Walmart, your Target. It doesn't matter where you get it from, but just get one. And then now that you know that this is the first day, mark it on your calendar. Get you a little marker and write it down. Mark every single day. Number your days, whatever it is you're going to do. Just keep record of this. Yahuwah literally told us to number our days. That's how our people kept track. Thank you, sis. Appreciate it. Here's a link our sister posted, printacalendar.com. All right. And like I said, if you don't got a printer and you don't want to deal with all that, just go to the store and just physically get one. Get one on Amazon. They could probably deliver it to you tomorrow. Let me show y'all what they got on Amazon. I'm trying to help y'all so there won't be so much confusion for people who've been in this much longer. All right, let's look at blank calendar on Amazon real quick. Look at all these versions you got right here. You got all these different versions, you know, and you can write the month on it. You've got whiteboard calendars. You got calendars you can hang up in your room. You've got ones you can, use with markers. You've got a lot of stuff out here. So I don't know. I just want to see you guys do better to keep Yahuwah's feast days. That's all I'm saying. And I just get upset because, we gave so much energy and so much effort to pagan stuff. Why are we not going so hard for Yahuwah? That's all I'm trying to understand. And that's not all of us, right? There's a lot of us. Like I said, I saw all those twos in the chat. I was so happy because I see for us, it's not our first time doing this. which makes me feel good in my heart. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of Israelites you will come across who don't keep them or don't care about them, or they're following Jewish people. And like I said, if they're following Jewish people, you know what I'm saying? I do feel like you should show them that that is pagan and we shouldn't be doing what they're doing. But if they don't want to hear what you got to say, dust off your feet. I'm just showing you this to prove to you that the calendar most people are following is pagan for sure. It definitely is. And I probably will do a video on Yahusha's death, burial, and resurrection timeline. I want to kind of do an updated video. I don't know if I need to. I think the video is good, but I was thinking about doing it because I can prove that Saturday is what you would call the Shabbat. Even some of these Roman heathens will tell you in their own writings that the children of Israel observed feast days and Shabbats on the day of Saturn. The heathens called it the day of Saturn, but it is literally written on record that the Israelites were doing these feast days or these Shabbats on what they called Saturn's day. Not to the deity Saturn, but that was a day that they had ordained as Saturday, and the Israelites were doing it. Not because they were in agreement with it, but that's just Israelite stuff. Every single day of the week is named after a mighty one, y'all. Every single day of the week. So if people say, well, it's called Saturn's day, that's Satan's day. Okay, you think Thor's day or Thursday isn't satanic? You don't think that all these other deities throughout the week that they named, you think that they're not all the same devil, just with different names? Let me ask you something else. Here's something else you could present to the new moon people, the lunatics. Because they follow the lunar, so I call them lunatics. So we know Sunday law is going to be a law, right? They actually want to do that, right? They're going to do that. The Sunday law stuff. Let's look at that real quick. These are all genuine questions I ask everybody who follows new moon, and they never have an answer. So they want to make Sunday law, right? Where you're forced to look at this. Let me show you some articles real quick. I'm about to prove to you why you shouldn't follow this. If I haven't already. Governor Cox signs Utah law letting cake stay closed on Sunday without penalty. Sounds like they're trying to force Sunday law at this point. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's more articles on this. Sunday law, what you need to know. Legal Maximo. The Sunday law, is it about to start? Because y'all know they're going to do Sunday law with Trump in office. I mean, he's a Zionist puppet. Obviously, he's going to implement this. Because look, all these Christians that they've been conditioning for hundreds of years to do Sunday pagan worship and stuff like that. So if they make a decree, right? Because some people, say they're not going to take the mark. Let's say you're left behind and they make Sunday law a law and your new moon heathen festival ends up on Sunday. You're going to go celebrate it? That means you're in accordance with the beast system. That means you just took the mark. That means you worship the beast in his image. Because there's a Kadash day Yahuwah has ordained for us, and then there's unclean days that the heathens do. So if you're doing something on pagan Sunday because your pagan new moon led you to do it, you will be in perfect accordance with this Luciferian system, and you will get the wrath of the Most High for that. I can tell you specifically, my 7th day do not fall on no unclean day because it's perpetually 7 days. Every week. It doesn't change. It doesn't shift. It doesn't move around. I won't be worshiping the God of the Jewish people. Why? Because my feast days don't fall on theirs. I don't want any type of proximity next to them or anything, y'all. Then somebody might be all like, well, they do Shabbat evening to evening. Yeah, but they on a whole different calendar, which is the calendar that you're on. Something to think about. Something to think about. So that's it, man. Love y'all. Y'all be blessed. In the name of Yahusha, yeah, I'm gonna try to come back tomorrow for Samakh gets here, because Samakh is like literally next week. So I'm gonna try to have it out hopefully before this week is out, but I'm trying to put so much more time into this documentary. So I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna do an episode of Everything Is a Lie this week, because I want to make sure I have that documentary done by Friday. But I will come tomorrow at some point, maybe in the evening, 7:45 or something like that, and we'll do the Samakh thing. But I'm just not going to do Everything Is a Lie this week, because I just want to get this documentary out the way, done, completed. I think this movie is going to be about 4 hours long. And that's how it's looking right now. It's just so long. I mean, it's just so much information, and woo, boy. Yeah. Let me just say it like this about this film thus far. If you ever had a problem with what I say about other nations, especially Amalek and especially Caucasians, you're going to understand why I'm justified in how I feel about them when you watch this. Just in case you mean, I'd be like, yeah, sir, that's a little much. That's not the love of Yahuwah. If they're the children of Cain, which I believe they are, I'm going to just leave that there. I'm going to leave that there. Love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Happy New Year. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Shalom.
Hey, Yexer.
It's the YEK to the CYR. Narrow path gang runners, we all raise the bar. I keep the laws and commandments so I gain no opinions. It's the way that I live, I am far from religious. Keeps you back in the feast days, no Easter, no Christmas. Yahusha taught the law, it's not abolished or finished. The Father's name is Yahuwah, you reducing the titles. No, it means Baal, that's a Canaanite idol. No doctrines of men, I just stay with the Bible. Prepare for Messiah, I await his arrival. You rejecting his name, deceived by this idol. Yahudi, not a Muslim or a Christian and Jew. I don't follow no religion, and neither should you. It's the YEK to the CYR. Narrow path gang runners, we always a bar. If you want that broad path, I promise that you won't get far. It's the YEK to the CYR. Lawlessness is sin, is transgression of law. You're not saved, there's some grace, contradictions of Paul. But without grace, you cannot keep the law. Let the name of Yahusha, these demons tremble and fall. The Kadishin of Yahuwah, don't fear the devil at all. I'm listening to Yahuwah, not listening to y'all. Hit the devil in his face, I'm empowered by y'all, because I follow the laws. They say that I'm lost in the code, using crystals as a audio code. False doctrine, disproving they don't want to smoke. Been going hard for the kingdom ever since I awoke. It's the YEK to the CYR. Now bad gang wonders, we all raise the bar. If you in a bar, back up on the set, you won't be far. It's the YEK to the CYR.
Hey, Yexer.
Oh, wait, you know what? One more thing I forgot to do, bro. Can't quite leave without the one thing. Gotta do this one thing real quick. I totally forgot to do this. Salaki. Samakh, Ra'ash, Hashanah. Had to blow the shofar. You know what I'm saying? All praises. I already did it. You know what I'm saying? I had already did it earlier before I came on, but yeah, had to make sure I did that first. So all praises to the highest. Love y'all. Shalom.